Blog Talk Radio.
Hello everyone and welcome to my show. I'm your host Diana Belarus, award-winning and best-selling author, Fahrenheit, The Journey of Transformation, as well as award-winning singer and songwriter. You can find out more about me on my website, dianabelarus.com. Please subscribe to my channel, follow me on YouTube. You can see my videos. I just released a new video several days ago. So you can find out by searching Diana Belarus on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel, and all of my podcasts are available to download for free on YouTube as well as on Blog Talk Radio. So today we have all the way from Macedonia, Stefan Markovski. He's a contemporary Macedonian writer, poet, screenwriter, and philosopher, born in town of Gevgelija on January 12, 1990. He has completed primary and secondary education in his hometown, graduating on both the Department of Comparative Literature, Faculty of Philology, and the Institute of Philosophy of SS Cyril and Methodius State University of Skopje. So he's with us today. So welcome, Stefan Markovski.
Hello everyone, welcome Stefan Markovski to my show. He's from Macedonia, very young man who has written so many books, has a lot of education. So welcome Stefan Markovski to my radio show. Could you please tell us about yourself?
Thank you, Diana, very much for everything. I have started writing when I was around 11, 12, something like that, when I was in elementary school. I guess right after I learned reading and writing. It was something, I guess, in some kind of correlation with intuition. I don't know if I can call it real intuition, but it was as if I knew that I'm going to dedicate at least a major part of my life to the literary art. It was something that I actually felt, and I think I felt it very strongly when I was a kid, and I felt some kind of need to visually, firstly to visually express myself, and then symbolically. What do I mean by that? I always visualized, I always had very vivid images in my head when I was writing whatever. I would even say filmic, movie-like images, because it was all about atmosphere. It was pretty much about atmosphere, actually. Not that much about the story, I would say, even though the story was also, of course, you can't have a precise story at that age, but I guess I predominantly intended to express myself on an atmospheric level. When it comes about the story, it was more, it was something that I was pretty much influenced by crime movies, drama movies, etc., which I watched over and over. So it was kind of interesting for me to try to process those images later on in sentences in which I always try to experiment, because I always try to indulge myself both in prose and poetry. And when I try to write in one genre, I always involve the other. Mostly, I would not say always, but most of the time, I did involve the other genre. So I was, in a way, experimenting pretty much when writing. you're going to direct those mental energy is, for me, was writing. So at the same time, that energy is pretty much vibrant, pretty much playful and stuff. So writing was pretty much very close to an ideal form of experimental game for me.
Well, you're a very intelligent young man. I'm so proud to have you on my show. So can you tell us about your book a little bit?
About Letters of Heresy?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a book that was published in 2018 in Macedonian. And then it was translated into Bulgarian. Yeah, I know your roots are from Bulgaria.
Yes.
So yeah, it was actually promoted in the Macedonian Center in Skopje. It was also translated into Croatian, but it's not yet published in Croatia. It is in the process of being published. And I decided to do a translation into English myself by using various tools, various online dictionaries, thesauruses, whatever it's called in plural. In a way, you are kind of more mechanic when it comes about the putting of all those words in a different language. You're not that natural as you would be in your own native language, but at the same time, you know the soul of the work, and you think that you're going to get some essential things that a translator may not get the way you feel them. So in a way you feel, which could be also wrong, that feeling, but you still want to try to do it yourself. At the same time, I had a very intense conversation during the whole process with my proofreader, Maria. And after I did the translation myself, she corrected me on million places throughout the million spots throughout the whole book. I guess those words that I'm using now, places and spots, she would also change them. So, by the way, when you translate, your verbal intelligence doesn't work the same as when you're speaking like now, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot more time to mentally prepare before you put every single word one after another, and make a sentence. And like you make the sentence, you try to correct it, try to make it better and better and better, and then you get a paragraph, and then you're making the paragraph better. So it's not like a linear process. It's a very cyclical process and circular process and spiral in a way, because you're spiraling the whole way of auto-revisioning yourself. So the English translation was published a few months ago on Amazon. Then I put it on a few other places, such as Barnes & Noble, Baker and Taylor, Tolino, Apple Books, etc. Skopje, Biblio, and I'm actually not very good at keeping track of what's exactly going on with the book right now, because I have a lot of work to do on various projects, but I guess
decided to publish the book in Bulgarian? That's I'm kind of curious first, instead of Macedonian.
Well, I had a conversation with my publisher, Plamen.
Who is Bulgarian?
And yeah. And we have met each other some time prior to that, so and he has a few large publishing houses. So that's how it all went. Heresy is my publishing house from Sofia, and he proposed me to apply to the Macedonian Ministry of Culture, and we did just that. And after a while, after some time, they approved the book to be translated, and then we had a beautiful promotion in the Macedonian Center in Sofia.
Mm-hmm.
There were, it was organized by the Macedonian Center. It was not physically there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was in the European Night of Literature,
Mm-hmm.
which is a fairly big event,
Mm-hmm.
literary event. But it was organized by the Macedonian Center of Literature.
Mm-hmm.
So there were promotions at the same time that were held there. Promotions of books of I think around 20 or less than 20, 18, 19, something like that, European authors from all around Europe. And the concept is kind of interesting for me because you have the chance as an author to get audiences that have been larger audience,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like circular exchange of audiences.
Mm-hmm.
The audience comes from place A to place B, and from place B from place C, from C from D, and from D it comes back to A, the same audience. And except it's not from A to D, it's from A to O, let's say, or B. So it's like circular motion of the whole audience. And I would like to see something like that in Macedonia someday.
Yeah, you definitely should. And your book is a little bit, it's like Shakespeare, I believe, because I read just a little bit before that from your book, and it definitely takes a special audience to understand exactly what you're trying to convey.
Shakespeare is quite more explicit. It's not that implicit. I mean, in that age,
Yeah.
even if you want to be super explicit, super implicit, it would not be recommended. Especially in this age, actually. If you want to be read as an author.
Yeah. I got what you want to say right here. When did you learn to speak English so well?
Thank you for your compliment.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It was a long and a hard process. I mean, it was a long and a breathtakingly easy process. I'm just kidding. It was a process that I started when I was like 7 or 8, I guess.
Oh my God.
7, something like that, when I started school.
Uh-huh.
At the same time, I started to go to an English course, private courses, to take private courses in English. So for the next 9 or 10 years, I was going to those courses. And at the same time, I started learning it, I think, in 4th grade elementary school, and then to the end of high school. So
Oh my gosh.
that's a long time of learning, I guess.
Yeah. You have never been to the United States or UK? No.
I have been.
Oh.
I have been to South Carolina. Carolina. Yeah.
Oh.
In 2014.
Oh, so you got the chance to practice your language.
Yeah.
Good, very
Pretty
good.
much.
Yeah. So what are you working on right now?
At the moment, I was working on short stories collection until recently. So I guess I should talk about that first. The short story collection was awarded a prize in Bitola, and tomorrow is going to be the promotion, the book promotion, and it's not a very long one. It consists of only 6 short stories. I tried to make them to deepen the story aspect of all those 6 stories as much as I could, and try to make them dramatic. It's something that I've worked upon for these last few years, the dramatic aspects of building storylines. So I guess if I have more time in the future, I will try to focus at least on one of those 6 stories and try to develop it into a short or a longer novel, depending on the impulses that I'm going to get the moment I start. But I feel that at least one of those stories, especially the first one, is something that I'll have to work one way or another to develop it into something longer.
Good, very good. Do you have a website you can share with the audience today where they can find your book?
They can just make a search of my books and check out my Instagram, which is Stemarkus with C, Stemarcus, Stemarkus, and they have the link there. They can check it out. On Amazon, I also have a book of poetry collection. So if they're poetry lovers, they can also check that out too.
Good.
The book of poetry is called Promised Land. As much as I can see, one upcoming book wears the same name.
Good, good. Do you have any intentions to come to America and talk about your book?
The United States is a land of opportunities, of course, and it could happen. I'm not going to say neither yes or no, because I'm not sure what the time is going to bring. But it's very possible, yeah. It is possible one day. Why not?
People buy your book, what they're going to learn from it?
Oh, I guess first they have to prepare themselves for sort of mental exercise or mental exhaustion. Depends how you look upon it. But also, I guess this book has some interesting So I guess some psychological points about the love itself. But I mean, it's not like educational purposes or something like that, you know. It's not a detective book. In order to get explicit knowledge, you have to find it out yourself. You have to search it through the labyrinth of thought and through the labyrinth in plural of all those artistic elements which are crucified on the core of style of structure, of narrative structures first. And I would say, I don't know, I've never read it myself because I try to not read my books after I finish them, except when I translated it. It was like for specific purpose. But I guess I would I would try to communicate it with the book when I read it. You know, I'm going to make discussion my mind between me and as a reader and the author, and at the same time I'm going to just put another mind above it, which is simply going to let it flow at the same time. If you understand me?
Yeah.
Like splitting your mind into two.
Yeah.
Really.
You go to the
In a way, sort of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to because one of my literary critic and the other one is just a reader, just how do you say? A reader just wants to perceive and let it go and let his soul flow with the text.
Yes, definitely. And everybody, Stefan is a philosopher, so yeah, that's why he's actually, you know, the way he's explaining to us is definitely a philosophical way of, you know, of expression. So we can speak in a little bit in Bulgarian if you want. Какво би казал на българските хора, които ще слушат това радио шоу, за да не забравим за тях?
Добре, аз съм македонски сбора.
Окей.
Но той не знаеш дека не окачвам буквално.
Да. Какво би им казал на тях за твоята книга?
Значи с оглед дека треба доста рано да станам утре. Не разбираш сега?
Да.
Би било по-жалко, още едно-две праши.
Две-три думи кажи за твоите книги. Две-три думи само, за да не се бавим.
По-кратки само ще знам.
Да. Окей.
Що е прашението си?
В момента се записва шоуто, така че само две-три думи за твоите книги, хора, които ще се слушат от България или Македония. Ако можеш да...
Да кажем кратко за книгата.
Да.
Значи, книгата се работи за роман, който ползва на един динамичен, метафизически и символичен начин пътуванието на един лик, който е скулптор, odnosno bajer, който прави скулптури от бронза, не ще стадиваме, не ще сфази от жив. И в процес на минуване се създава определен типа стори е правилно мания кадър. И додека минува всичките тия фази, той му се случват определени предсвати отнапред и паралелно с това и ubedil da te sam neki analitičko-psihološki elementi, dodeka istovremeno se zaborava na некоја си одредена динамика треба да има сето тоа, иако на моменти действото изгледа како да се плета околу неколку централни точки. Мислам дека тоа би било поприлично доволно од оно што би имал да го кажам како автор за мојата книга, па натаму ќе мора сами да го видат читателите.
Merci много. Thank you so much. This was a little bit in Macedonian language, so for everybody, nobody wants to be feel left behind. And thank you so much for being on my radio show. Is there anything else you would like to share with us before I let you go?
I believe they can check the book on Amazon if they feel intrigued by what I said about it. We can connect through social media, and if there are specific types of books of authors that they like to read, that we can exchange contacts, and they can write me, they can put some suggestions, those messages that they're going to write, because I always want to, I try to from my readers, readers are sometimes because of the bookstores, they because of what the bookstores place at the bookshelves, we tend to underestimate a lot of our readers, but there are certain specific types of readers which are very much aware of what's going on. We can communicate. The best kind of communication is always direct communication. It's not metaphoric, and it doesn't take any higher way of expression like it does in my expression, for example, in a lot of my expression. It's very good to communicate directly, so I do expect their messages. That's what I say about it.
Okay, thank you so much, Stefan, for being on my show. Now you have to wake up early tomorrow. I wish you good luck tomorrow with everything, what you're going to do about your books. And for the listeners, I wish you a amazing weekend. Thank you so much for being with me, and all the links to Stefan's books are going to be under my Blog Talk Radio show. Please subscribe. Let me know what kind of a topic you wish me to cover. So thank you for being with me. Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you very much, Diana.